Good morning. Welcome to the episode 120. Why won't my child take responsibility? I am Shubha Joshi, exploring such topics every morning from Monday through Saturday, 6:30 to 7 a.m. And today the topic is why won't my child take the responsibility? Just imagine Monday mornings. We have had a very good, nice, relaxing weekend. And then Monday morning is the school day, office day. Mother is busy cooking and packing the lunch, and father is busy getting ready for the office, and children are screaming, "Where is my shoe? Where is my water bottle?" Amongst this chaos, mother comes to put the lunch box on the dining table. 3 minutes, bus has to come. Children are scrambling and they're picking their lunch and running to catch that bus. And there she sees the science project that was supposed to have been taken by one of the child, and the child is gone. And the whole confusion comes in. Thousands of thoughts run through her mind. Now, how many times should I tell him? Why doesn't he take responsibility for this? How many times should I keep supporting or patching up the mistakes? When will this child ever grow up? She feels so exhausted. The interesting part is the child isn't worried, he is happily gone. Mother is worried. Project belongs to the child, anxiety belongs to the mother. Now, who is carrying this responsibility? Not the child, the parent. And that itself changes everything, right? Let's go a little bit deeper into this because responsibility is something that we don't teach. It is something that we gradually transfer over several conversations and small tasks that I give children. Now, if you notice, responsibility grows when ownership is allowed to grow. When I give ownership to the child, when they're allowed to own, because our goal is not to create obedient children. For us, it is about the child becoming a capable adult, right? Then why don't they take responsibility? Why does the responsibility not grow? Just imagine this fear being stronger than anxiety, right? So, when a child accidentally breaks a glass, he really wants to tell mother or caregiver. He really wants to put that away, to not carry that guilt. But suddenly he will recollect, if he recollects, the shouting, the yelling, the criticism, the disappointment on the adult's face. The child decides to withdraw. Better not to tell because I don't want to go through the same thing all over again. The child isn't lying. The child is responding to the perceived emotional drama that's going to unfold. I mean, as an adult, I happened to mess up an iron box that I borrowed from my sister in law to press my top, and the fabric stuck to it. I did not tell my sister in law about it. I quietly laid aside and escaped. An adult. I was about 24, 25 then, working with another adult. These memories come back. I didn't take responsibility to share that I had messed it up. I could afford to buy her, replace her iron box. I didn't do it. So, children begin taking responsibility when the emotional environment feels safe. Look for these signs, when a child is blaming a sibling, blaming a friend, blaming a situation, the child hiding homework, not showing it, child doing kind of mischief to escape. I had one child when I was working as a principal in a school that I wanted to write something in his diary. So I asked the child to bring his diary. He brought his friend's diary, knowing very well he picked the diary from his friend's bag. And I was naive, I didn't know the child's name. I just wrote the comment. And next day, the second child's parent came to see me after school with her child. And she was very happy. She was thanking me for having written a positive note about the child. And looking at the child, I was like, no, I didn't write for this child. And then I understood the mischief the first child had played because there was fear, maybe an experience that a teacher wrote some comment and he was thrashed at home. So I began hiding, lying, you know, whatever works, denying, making excuses, right? So when my child makes a mistake, do they expect understanding or are they expecting punishment from me? If they do expect understanding, they will begin definitely taking responsibility. But if they're expecting punishment, they withdraw. Just like tortoise. When it senses danger, withdraws into the shell. My criticism becomes the shell. It kind of hardens, and the child begins to withdraw. Whenever the child perceives danger, like how I perceived some kind of comment by my sister-in-law, and I had never experienced that with her, but it was something from my childhood that came up there. Maybe we are rescuing before responsibility even develops for the child. Hence, the child will never learn to take the responsibility. Maybe we give too many instructions and too little opportunities to think. Maybe we criticize too much, which destroys everything. Because responsibility comes with a trust. Does the child trust me? Right? That's something we need to think about. Right? Because come back to that Monday morning when the things are so chaotic, and Tuesday mornings also could be similar. But then ask myself, have I been carrying too many responsibilities that are not mine? Young children I can understand to a certain extent. But then older children, am I carrying it for them? Remember, children are going to leave us one day. They're not going to take the reminders with them. They're neither going to take any lectures or anxieties that we went through with them. They're only going to take this feeling, I can do this. That's the feeling they would take with them. And that doesn't come in one conversation, in one assignment, in one task. It's built over time. We need to transfer that responsibility with trust for the child to take away with them, I can handle this. So look at not resolving today's problem, but raising a child for tomorrow to be that capable adult. Good luck.